We're going to make quick cooker. We're going to do cauliflower Alfredo. We're going to do a nice drink that we're, of course, editing so that it's more of what we want. We're going to use
the whole thing
this
does
new salad bowl and
really
make a grilled
nice.
chicken Caesar salad. And
So we have our grill with the pineapple and pound cake for
exactly.
dessert. Okay. We'll use orange for meat. Pampered Chef has some nice little color-coded cutting boards, so you can keep your cutting separate, you know, whatever color you want to use for what, but orange for meat and green for veggies sort of seems good to me.
They are also dishwasher safe.
Oh, that's so nice. Okay, so the quick slice, put your piece of meat on, top down, and it just cuts. Oh, look how nice that cuts. The grilled chicken Caesar is what we're going to start with. As you can see, the quick slice made those really nice thin slices. We have the grill back here going on warm. Along with this, and one of the reasons we're doing the Caesar is the new salad bowl. The new salad bowl is
one of my favorites.
Oh, and one of my want things. I want one of the reasons I want this is I'm sure some of you remember, if you were at the party last year, you know that I've developed some food allergies. One of them being corn, the other is a dairy, not actually an allergy, but a dairy intolerance. So that's, you'll see us doing some different things today because of that, but this is one of the reasons I want this salad bowl, is a lot of times I have to take food with me now. I can't count on being able to eat out because I don't know what's going to be in it. So the salad bowl is awesome. It's bowl, lid, colander, and then compartment dressing. Really like the idea of the colander, so even when the salad is done, because it's not, all the water's dripping away from it. It's not good, if I want to make it a little ahead of time, it's draining away and not getting soggy. But I'm just thrilled with the new salad bowl. And same thing, if you haven't seen it, one of the other things Pampered Chef has, if you do need to take food to go, is this little neat, lovely little container that again can be good for salads and dressings, or you know, I can do a lot of like hard-boiled eggs and tuna, and so you know, tuna, tomatoes, and I can go. I've got a nice little carry container, little fork. Just if you're working, which most of us are, and taking a meal to be out there, or in my case where you have to just be more careful of what you're eating. An awesome little gadget.
And I want to show you, if you don't have, your Caesar salad dressing fits beautifully in here, and then that sits in there. Your fork fits right in the center. Your croutons you can put in here so that they're not getting soaked from your salad. And then you can, or here actually, because let's be honest, we want more croutons, not less. And your Parmesan, powdered Parmesan, if you don't have the peeled Parmesan, can go right in here. So when you get to work, you just pour in your goodies, take your salad dressing out, pour it on. You can give it a shake, and you've already got your salad mixed up.
Mix and pour?
Yes.
Mix and pour. Which I have not used before, so this is pretty cool. This is, has your different dressings, Italian, French, Asian, Caesar, right on the container. And we're going to make up some Caesar dressing. And it's not, the fruit goes down like that. And press. And this is just so much nicer than the old orange juice. I mean, not that I still don't use those, but when you're just doing 1 or 2 lemons, this is just awesome. So lemon juice, vegetable oil, No, we are not doing anchovies in our Caesar dressing.
unfortunately.
So they have their own garlic press. I think one of the nicest garlic presses that I've ever used.
And it comes with its own little brush / cleaner. You just do this. And it's all emptied out. There's 1 clove, we wanted 2, right?
Yes, it says 2 pressed garlic cloves. The nice thing about the indoor grill is it's actually set made for
It's indoor, outdoor.
indoor, outdoor, yep.
You could use it with charcoal and an outdoor.
So we were talking about some of the food allergy and intolerances. Actually, I was double checking a couple things this morning. If you are lactose intolerant, cheese, the harder cheeses, the Parmesan, the aged cheddar, and I was very surprised, the Swiss are 3 of your least, the cheeses that have the least amount of lactose in them. So, okay, so we have everything in here, and the little mix and pour, just, we do have everything in there, let me double check. Yes, we have everything in there. So just,
Spin it while you're mixing it. There you go. You gotta put that mustard in there.
probably should have spun it a little bit before we put the cheese in.
Well, I put in a little extra cheese, go figure.
Oh, that's mixing up nicely though. And it's gonna, you know, dressings always separate.
Well, here's the good part about it too, is if you turn this so that it's not at the pour, and you hold it, it is shakeable.
It is nice.
And I store dressing in this in my refrigerator. Or, like I found it yesterday with barbecue sauce in it, because I use it to make barbecue sauce as well.
So the chicken Caesar is pretty well prepped and will be ready when we can add the chicken. So, okay, so quick cooker, creamy cauliflower Alfredo.
So the manual food processor, which we're going to be using here, is one of the first things that I wanted when I started seeing Pampered Chef again. It's probably one of the things that got me actually into selling Pampered Chef. I call that fine, you call that fine?
I call that fine.
Finely chopped onions,
Finely
no
chopped.
tears.
No tears. And cauliflower olive oil, vegetable or chicken broth. All these there again does carry a chicken stock. It does not actually have cornstarch or modified food starch in it. It's actually made with a potato starch. Corn allergy is, I had a girl when I was doing Girl Scout camp, they had a corn allergy. I always said it was the absolute worst allergy I ever dealt with as a cook, and now I have it. And then it says to set our quick cooker to sear.
I might have put a smidge extra in there for that. But it will just keep pressing and it'll grind all up. This is a great measuring cup. It holds up to 2. It's got dry measurements on one side and wet on the other. I'm just setting it up for 2 cups.
Let's see.
Which is right there.
It says to heat the oil in the inner pot for 3 minutes. Great that you can do everything in one pot. And it says once it has warmed up for about 3 minutes, Lisa, to sear the onion and cauliflower in that.
We have the onions and
The cauliflower ready to go into that. Says heat the oil for 3 minutes, add onion and cauliflower, cook and stir for 3 to 4 minutes or until the vegetables are softened. And then press cancel.
we just flipped down to 16. Was that set for minutes?
Yeah, we'll set for minutes, so that we should be good to add our
Our onions and cauliflower.
onions and cauliflower. Trying to get everything over here so we can add as we need.
Now here's one of the things I love about this. Just smoosh down and it all comes out.
Yeah, that was one of my first purchases. While you're working on the quick cooker, I am going to get the microwave cooker.
And that's the 1 quart.
This is the 1 quart. Love my microwave cooker. I use mine a lot. Steaming vegetables, warming up, made chambra a week or so ago. Chambra is an Italian tomato-based stew. So I use my microwave cooker a lot to warm that kind of stuff up so the tomatoes aren't splattering all over the microwave because it has the lid. And because it is a steamed lid, it doesn't also get a lot of extra moisture in it.
And it's great for draining fluid out.
Yes.
Which is what some of my customers have really enjoyed about it.
So this does, besides using the quick cooker, part of the prep on this is in the microwave cooker. It will be the butter and the garlic. And normally cornstarch, we're actually going to be using potato starch, so I can eat this. And let's see, the cornstarch, lactate instead of milk. We're adjusting these recipes. And I think that's everything that's actually going in the microwave part. Lisa, you're the one that turned me on to the lactate. You want to explain why lactate works so well in anything that you're using, cheese? It's something to do with one of the enzymes, correct?
There's an enzyme in lactate that helps so that people who are lactose intolerant can digest the lactose. It actually has its own enzyme in it. And it can actually help you too, so that if you're having something else with dairy, like some cheese in there,
Or butter.
Or butter, it'll help with that digestion because there's the extra enzyme. Doesn't mean you can drink a quarter cup of lactate and then eat a half gallon of ice cream, but if you're eating a meal with a little bit of dairy in it, the lactate will help you out.
Which I knew that the lactate was something for somebody who was dairy intolerant. I never realized that it actually helped because of that enzyme. If you made like a mac and cheese or something like that, it would actually help with those other dairy products.
And you can buy lactate tablets as well.
Pampered Chef website has all of these recipes, a lot of these recipes.
And the Season's Best catalog also has the quick cooker creamy cauliflower Alfredo recipe.
That would be this one.
Which is what we're making right now.
I was noticing that...
and that's what I'll be giving away for gifts from people who win the contest.
There was a lot with the... I was very excited when I was looking through this because there was several that used the wok, which I know Lisa just got. So Lisa, your next thing with the quick cooker is going to be adding the broth and the pasta and putting the lid right on and setting it for custom setting for 5 minutes. Quick cooker, I'm thinking pressure cooker, which it is, to some degree.
But it's a pressure cooker.
But I'm thinking hours, you know, that you're putting something in and it's going to take. And when we looked this up and it was like, you know, you're cooking pasta for 5 minutes. It was like awesome. 3 cups dry medium shell pasta. 2 tablespoons cornstarch. Now, if you're using, I don't know if I said this, I may have already said it. If you're using cornstarch in place of, or potato starch, rice starch, arrowroot,
Yes.
tapioca starch, which I didn't know they had until I was looking today. It's about twice the starch so it's about 2 to 1. So it's calling for 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. So we're placing the cornstarch in a small bowl, potato starch in a small bowl. We're whisking in the lactate.
There's a half a cup from there to there.
There, yep. Lactate. You want to mix your starch and your liquid together. Not hot, because otherwise it will lump. And then you're going to, I'm going to add that to the butter and the garlic and continue to whisk. So just get that nicely mixed up with stuff. And then this is going to go back in the microwave for about a minute. It says to a minute and a half. Really like their grater.
I do too, and their finger protector, which you notice I do use when I start to get down towards the bottom.
You know, it's really amazing. You don't realize just how important that is, right, Dee? With a mandolin. Tomatoes, was it?
Onions.
Onions.
I did slice the end of my finger off once, slicing onions.
So
Yep.
they are important.
Now, does that work for carrots and onions?
Absolutely.
Because I do a lot of grated carrots in my mac salads and
It would be great for carrots. I would do the onions and
chopper.
The chopper.
you know, because you don't fry.
So we're waiting for the 5-minute to be up.
It hasn't come to, it's just come to pressure. You can tell because the red button has come up,
Oh, nice.
and pretty soon it'll start doing its countdown thing.
You do know we get to leave Dee with the dishes, right? Oh, she didn't. She didn't. I was waiting for a. No, you're not.
That's what God made a
Dishwasher
dishwasher
for.
Yeah, that's the nice thing about most Pampered Chef stuff can go in the dishwasher. There are a few things that can't. The top of the manual food processor can't go in, but the bottom of the blades can. The food grater can. The microwave dishes, of course, can.
Oh, even their crock set, their
The rock crocs.
rock crocks.
Yep.
They are all correct.
Yes, the stoneware is a different story. You
Yes.
don't want to put the stoneware in the dishwasher, but the rock crocs definitely can.
Rock crock. What is your favorite? Out of everything that you've used, have you got a absolute favorite? No, that's why you're
Yeah,
doing
I
this.
don't have an absolute favorite. I mean, I've got the stuff that I use most frequently. The knives, the coated knives are perpetually dirty at my house. I'm always having to wash them to use them. The 2 paring knives, which you know what we didn't bring because, well, they're dirty.
Their spatula sets are nice.
Yep, their spatulas are great and they last forever, unlike the dollar store ones. I mean, you can buy them cheaper, but then you have to replace them all the time. These last forever.
And you know, I never thought about it when we were doing that. Do you have any of their seasonings?
I do.
We should have. Oh. I knew, and that's where that came from. Dee, what is your favorite?
Jamaican jerk.
Jamaican jerk. That is, and I think one of the few that has a good Jamaican jerk
A
seasoning.
very good Jamaican jerk. It's great on chicken, pork. I use it primarily on pork.
Pork is good.
So Pampered Chef has a line of seasonings, and also it's not just the cooking utensils.
I'm looking as we speak. I've used, and I have at home, the garlic and herb rub and the garlic rub. Are we noting a trend there?
Yes.
There's a crushed Parmesan garlic rub that I have not tried yet, but it does sound absolutely delicious. And there's a lemon pepper, Southwest seasoning.
Oh, Southwest is so big right now.
Yes, it is. And there's a smoky applewood rub, which I believe is what I used on a pork loin.
That sounds delicious.
Okay, so we're adding our Parmesan, well, we did Parmesan and Asiago mix, our yogurt into the... Yep, Lisa just release the quick cooker.
You don't have to go anywhere near the release valve to do a manual release. The button to do the manual release is here. You don't have to flip this or do anything like that.
I know for me like that, I could make this earlier in the day, whether you're taking it to work or taking it along somewhere. I love the idea of the colander, so anything, so the bottom of the salad is not getting soggy.
That chicken is cut, by the way. So this is what I do when I take it to work. I cut it like that, I put this in, I pour my salad dressing in, to here, put my fork in, my croutons, my Parmesan,
Lid.
put the lid on, put it in my bag, and I've got dinner.
We are going to do a grilled pound cake and pineapple. We have, Pampered Chef actually has a pineapple cutter.
Okay, so now I'm going to show you another one of my favorite, this is why I sell Pampered Chef gadgets. The whipped cream maker. Now I've made whipped cream from scratch for a long time. And I don't mind doing it, but it's always a hassle because you want the metal bowl and you want it to be oil free and you want it to be cold, or you want a glass bowl that's cold, and
Yep.
everything has to be
Just so.
just so. And then you have to use the beaters and yada yada yada. So then comes along Pampered Chef with this little gadget that takes all of that, I don't want to say angst because it's really not angsty, but harassment, hassles out of making whipped cream. So you got your heavy cream. I'm going to add just a smidgen of pineapple juice. And some sugar.
And we're going to turn our indoor grill back on again. Now you can make your own pound cake, obviously, or you can, you know, if you're having a gathering of friends and you want it quick and easy, you can buy some pre-made pound cake. But this cores it for you, so you don't have that.
And there we go, the cream
Center hardness.
with a smidgen of a taste of pineapple.
And the last thing we have to go along with this
Is our drink.
is our drink. So Lisa has the cocktail set. Did not have the muddler, but we had the Pampered Chef
Mini.
tart maker. So we figured that would make a wonderful muddler. So this is a citrus berry smash. It is actually supposed to be a savory berry drink. It is a Pampered Chef recipe. If you were doing it the way the recipe calls for, if there is no alcohol in it, you actually make a basil syrup for the savory. We wanted alcohol. And we wanted, seeing how it was supposed to be a savory fruit, we decided that the cucumber flavored vodka would give us that little bit savory more than just fruit. But you could really do this with any vodka,
Any flavored vodka.
gin, whatever you would like. So it says we're supposed to muddle up for one cocktail 5 blueberries. We're going to add 2 ounces of alcohol.
Muddle's great, just like it was meant for that.
So we need 2 ounces of alcohol, because it said maple syrup, so we're substituting the alcohol. 2 ounces of lime juice. There again, if you wanted to do fresh lime, you've got the press. It would take you about 2 limes to do about 2 ounces. Or you can just use lime juice. 4 ounces of sparkling grapefruit water.
And by the way, if you are doing low carb, no carb, vodka and gin are the 2 alcohols that you're allowed to have.
We were looking for a drink because we were doing the Caesar salad and the Alfredo. We didn't want a white drink. If you're entertaining, just to give you, a nice something with a little bit of color. Okay, we are live again. We have got our meal finished up. We have our creamy Alfredo. We have the grilled chicken Caesar salad. Lisa is topping our grilled pound cake and pineapple with some nice pineapple flavored whipped cream. We've got the Caesar dressing going on, and we have our boozy citrus berry smash. When you see the recording, you'll realize that we just have to make everything with alcohol, even though it doesn't call for it. And this is it. And we had a great time here at Dee's today recording. Enjoyed doing this. Can't wait to see the whole meal being done. Dee should have it up in just a couple of days, hopefully, for us. And really, she was so gracious about us using her kitchen and recording for us. Please check out her website, Photos by Rogue. She has a Facebook page. Give it a like, share. Give us a like, share if you've got friends that are interested in Pampered Chef. Add them to the party. We will see you again before we're done. I'll sit down one night and do a cheers with everybody before we're all done. Thanks, Dee. Thanks, Jim. Lisa, awesome job.
Thank you, Brian.
Cheers to the beginning of summer. Hopefully it gets here soon.